Well, hello everybody. So, I have another video for you guys. Another talking video. So, today's topic, we are talking about, one of my newest favorite shows, The Golden Girls. So, of course, The Golden Girls isn't actually a new show. That show's been around since in like 1985. So, when I'm talking about the Golden Girls, I'll basically talking about all four characters, kind of what the show is all about, and I'll explain and talk about my favorite episode from the Golden Girls and what goes on in that episode. So first, let's explain the show. So the Golden Girls is about four single old women who share a house in Miami, Florida. Now, these four women, basically, they're basically a family. And now, these days, all four of those women are dead. So, the four women consist of Betty White, Rue McClanahan, B. Arthur, and Estelle Getty. Those are the real names of these four women. In the show, Betty White plays Rose Nyland, Rue McClanahan plays Blanche Devereaux, B. Arthur plays Dorothy Swarnack, and Estelle Getty plays Sophia Petrillo. So, Rose Nyland is basically the happy and respectful one. Blanche is pretty much the sexy one. Dorothy, she is kind of the smart one. And Sophia is the sassy, savage one. So, Rose Nyland has been my favorite because I'm a huge Betty White fan. Betty White has been on TV for a long time. She started out with something called Life with Elizabeth. And then one of her most famous, aside from her Rose Nyland character, she played on the Mary Tyler Moore Show. She played Sue Ann Nivens, this housewife on the show. And at one point in the 2000s, she was on Hot in Cleveland. I can never pronounce her character on Hot in Cleveland, but I know she was in that. She was in there. So, yeah. But everyone knows her as Rose Nyland. And Rose Nyland, aka Betty White, she was the last one to die. In 2021, she was out. So, Estelle Getty was the first one to die. She died in 2008. The next one to die was B. Arthur. She was gone 1 year later in 2009. And 1 year later in 2010, Rue McClanahan was out. Finally, 11 years later, Betty White was out of the picture. Weirdly enough, she lived to be about 99 years old. She lived for a heck of some time. So now I'm talking about one of my favorite episodes. So my favorite episode comes from season 2 of The Golden Girls. It's called It's a Miserable Life. In this episode, the girls are trying to sign a petition to save this 200-year-old oak tree, which stands on the property of the girl's mean neighbor, Frida Claxton, and who is one nasty woman. I mean, face it, Sophia even said as Frida Claxton is a miserable, vile, scum-sucking crank who gives nice old ladies a bad name. I mean, Rose just doesn't know how nasty she actually is. But when they're at the courthouse and they're trying to figure it out, Rose soon figures out just how mean Mrs. Claxton actually is. And when Frida Claxton throws out the 3 words, "I hate you," right to Rose gets really upset and just completely insults her. Yeah, she literally walked up to Mrs. Claxton and just roasted her. And then she said 2 words that I didn't think would actually stick with her. Drop dead. After Rose literally said drop dead right to Frida Claxton's face, she fell right to the floor and she died. And now Rose was completely guilty knowing that she just killed someone with her words. And she thinks that she ain't gonna have a funeral because she is Frida Claxton and didn't have any friends or relatives. So now, Rose is completely shattered, and while all the other girls are trying to help her, just nothing's working. Now I'm gonna talk about one of my favorite clips from the show. One of my favorite clips was when Rose experienced a esophageal spasm. I forgot what episode it was from. All I remember, this was a scene where Dorothy, Blanche, and Rose were trying to work on some like wedding related thing. While Blanche and Dorothy are in the kitchen and trying to make ice cream, they hear a weird thud come from the living room. They walk out there and see Rose on the floor or in some serious pain. Like she's just she's like sitting on the floor, is like clenching her stomach, and she's telling Dorothy to call an ambulance. Yeah, next you know, the scene moves to where Sophia, Dorothy, and Blanche are sitting in a hospital waiting room, while Rose is in the other being examined by the doctor. When they get the word that it was a throat spasm, the doctor says it can be painful and very frightening, but it's not at all serious. And Rose is acting weird after the doctor leaves and says that she died and went to heaven. And I wish I could bring back Betty White. She was like a grandma to me. I'm pretty sure she is like a grandma to a lot of people. Also, I got a Golden Girls t-shirt off eBay a few days ago. Y'all want to see it? Yes, I thought so. The Golden Girls. Alright, I'm back. So, now let's talk about the characters. Just in case I didn't get a little too... just in case I didn't give enough before. So, first, let's talk about Dorothy Sportnack. So, Dorothy Sportnack is a substitute teacher from Brooklyn, and as I said before, she's the smart one, and she basically also has some savage inside her, or just like her mother, Sophia Petrillo. Although Sophia, I would say she's more of the OG comeback queen, and she knows how to throw out some comebacks. And Dorothy also often has to deal with her ex-husband Stan, and who Dorothy is definitely over. Now let's talk about my personal favorite at Rose Nyland. So Rose Nyland had moved to Miami after her ex-husband died, and she was originally from St. Olaf, Minnesota, which totally corresponds to all those crazy stories that she tells all the time on the show. Like, you can't go through one single episode without her talking about St. Olaf. And the more she talks about St. Olaf, the more the other three girls get really annoyed by those stories. Rose has so many St. Olaf memories that she just loves to talk about, and the others completely hate. Now let's talk about my second favorite, Blanche. So Blanche Devereaux is a Southerner. She lives like the South is with her, and she's also very sensual. She knows all the men out there in Miami. I'm pretty sure she's had them in her bed at least once. She has her own style of getting to know these men. She is strict about her fashion. Now it's time for the last character, the OG sassy comeback queen, Sophia Petrillo. Now, Sophia Petrillo is Dorothy's 80-year-old mother. Now, she was supposed to be 80 years old in the show. In reality, when she was cast, she was 62 years old. So she wasn't actually 80 years old. But they made her look like an 80-year-old mother. They gave her the classic white-eyed old woman hair. I'd certainly say Blanche was probably the youngest Golden Girl. Betty White it was next. Then Dorothy, and Sophia. Well, I also want to talk about the Golden Girls' little spin-off, The Golden Palace. This is a show that ran for one whole season, and after the Golden Girls finished, that was it. Basically decided to make that after B. Arthur left the Golden Girls, thus ending the show. It ran for 7 seasons, and by the end of season 7, B. Arthur was gone. So, in the Golden Palace, Sophia, Rose, and Blanche decided to buy the Golden Palace Hotel near Miami Beach. And working all around the hotel, they meet some new friends. A crazy chef that has a deal with Sophia. A little boy who helps out in the hotel. And their hotel manager. And also another thing, the thing this might be my last part of talking to this. So another thing is the actual location of the house. I'm sure some people might think that the house is actually located in Miami. Well, people who think that is dead wrong. Is think about where all kinds of movies and shows take place. Yeah, that's right, California. Specifically, Los Angeles. So, the actual Golden Girls house is actually located in Brentwood, California. So, the house is in Brentwood, California. It's 2 blocks north of Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, you just go down on Sunset Boulevard. You go around on Saltaire Avenue. You'll find the house. All right, and I think that does it for my video on talking about the Golden Girls. Thank you very much for watching, and peace out.